Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC. Today videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins, so let's get it started. The 1951D Lincoln wheat cent holds a distinctive place within the long and storied lineage of American coinage, representing both an enduring tribute to one of the nation's most revered leaders and a reflection of the economic, cultural, and political milieu of post-war America. Minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small d mint mark placed beneath the date on the obverse side. This coin was part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which had first appeared in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the 1951D Wheat Cent continues the tradition established by Victor David Brenner's original design, featuring a finely sculpted right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, his deeply thoughtful and solemn visage capturing the dignity and moral resolve for which the 16th president is remembered. Above Lincoln's head appears the inscription, "In God We Trust," a phrase formally added to U.S. coins during the Civil War, and indicative of the nation's long-standing recognition of providence and faith. To the left of Lincoln's profile lies the simple yet powerful word, liberty, an enduring testament to the foundational American principle of personal and national freedom. On the right side of the obverse, the date 1951 is neatly placed, signifying the year of issue, with a small d mint mark directly beneath it, denoting its production at the Denver facility, one of the United States' prominent mints, alongside Philadelphia and San Francisco. Turning to the reverse, the design features two upward arching stalks of wheat, one on each side of the coin's rim, framing the central inscriptions. This imagery gives the coin its popular name, the wheat penny, and symbolically evokes themes of agricultural prosperity, industriousness, and the American rural tradition. Centered within the reverse field are the words, 1 cent, boldly declaring the coin's face value, directly beneath which is the inscription United States of America, affirming the issuing authority and national identity of the piece. Above the denomination, the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, is gracefully arched, translating to out of many, one, a motto dating back to the nation's founding and reflecting the United States' unity forged from a diversity of people, states, and cultures. This reverse design remained unchanged throughout the coin's production run from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial motif in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1951D Wheat Cent was produced in considerable quantities, reflecting both the economic demands of the time and the Denver Mint's role in supplying coinage for the western and central United States. Approximately 625,355,000 examples were struck that year, making it one of the more plentiful issues within the Wheat Cent series. Despite its high mintage, the 1951D cent remains a popular collectible among numismatists and history enthusiasts alike, with value and desirability often influenced by its condition, color, and level of preservation. Coins are typically graded into categories such as good G, fine F, very fine VF, extremely fine EF, about uncirculated O, and various levels of mint state MS, with mint state coins displaying no signs of wear and often retaining much of their original reddish luster from the minting process. Particularly prized are those examples designated as red road in color, as opposed to red-brown RB or brown BN, with full red specimens in higher grades commanding premium prices due to their relative scarcity compositionally. The 1951 Lincoln cent is struck from an alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a standard formula employed for U.S. cents from 1864 until mid-1982, when escalating copper prices necessitated a shift to a predominantly zinc composition with a thin copper plating. Each coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, a thickness of 1.55 millimeters, and weighs approximately 3.11 grams. The coin's edge is plain, devoid of any reading or lettering. Its production during the early 1950s places it within an important transitional period in American history, a time of economic growth, suburban expansion, and the nascent years of the Cold War, when the United States was establishing itself as a global superpower. As such, each 1951D Lincoln Wheat Cent serves as a tangible relic of this post-World War II era, carrying with it the echoes of the nation's political aspirations, societal values, and cultural traditions. In the realm of numismatics, the 1951D cent often forms a foundational component of wheat cent collections, particularly for those assembling complete day 10 mint mark sets, spanning from 1909 to 1958, though plentiful in lower grades. Securing high-quality, fully lustrous mint state examples can be more challenging, especially those free from common blemishes such as carbon spots, abrasions, or planchette flaws. Its enduring popularity stems not only from its accessibility and historical context, but also from its intrinsic connection to the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, a leader whose commitment to equality, unity, and democracy continues to resonate profoundly within American civic identity. The Lincoln cent itself remains the longest-running design in United States coinage history, a testament to the enduring symbolism of Lincoln's image and ideals. Consequently, the 1951D Lincoln wheat cent represents far more than a mere monetary instrument. It stands as a modest yet meaningful artifact of mid-20th century American life, embodying both the tangible and intangible wealth of a nation in motion. The 1952 Lincoln wheat cent is a historically significant and symbolically rich American coin, encapsulating the nation's heritage, economic trends, and cultural values during the early years of the Cold War era. Struck by the United States Mint in 1952, this 1-cent coin belongs to the long-running and much-beloved Lincoln wheat cent series, which began in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, or front, of the 1952 cent bears the distinguished right-facing portrait of Lincoln, created by the accomplished sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose design was the first U.S. coin to honor an actual historical person, breaking from the earlier convention of anonymous representations of liberty. Brenner's finely crafted depiction of Lincoln presents a somber and thoughtful expression, capturing both the solemnity and enduring wisdom of the 16th president, a leader credited with preserving the Union and championing human freedom. During the nation's darkest period, above Lincoln's head is the proud inscription, "In God We Trust," a national motto first added to U.S. coins during the Civil War, which became a lasting testament to the American people's spiritual resilience and acknowledgement of divine providence during times of trial and triumph. Positioned to the left of Lincoln's portrait is the word liberty, a reminder of the principle that lies at the heart of the American identity, while the date 1952 is cleanly placed to the right, marking its production year in the heart of a decade defined by post-war recovery, the rise of suburban America, and the uneasy tensions of global geopolitics. Some specimens carry mint marks, a small D for the Denver Mint or an S for the San Francisco Mint, while Philadelphia minted coins bear no mint mark, a traditional practice for that facility. The reverse, or back, of the 1952 Lincoln wheat cent continues the classic design introduced by Brenner, featuring two elegantly curved stalks of wheat flanking either side of the central inscriptions, earning it the affectionate nickname, Wheat Penny, among collectors and the public alike. The use of wheat imagery on the coin's reverse serves as a timeless symbol of agricultural prosperity and American industriousness, evoking the image of a nation sustained by the labor of its citizens and the bounty of its fertile lands. Nestled between the wheat ears is the denomination 1 cent, boldly displayed in capital letters, directly above the issuing nation's name, United States of America, affirming the coin's value and national origin. Arching gracefully above these inscriptions is the enduring Latin phrase E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, a foundational motto of the United States since its inception, symbolizing the unity forged from the diverse peoples and states that came together to form a singular, sovereign nation. This reverse design remained unchanged from its introduction in 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1952 Lincoln wheat cent was produced in substantial quantities to meet the nation's growing commercial demands during the post-war economic boom. That year, over 186,856,980 cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone, along with approximately 746,130,000 from the Denver Mint, denoted by a small D I mint mark beneath the date, and around 137,800,000 from the San Francisco Mint, bearing an S mint. In total, the combined mintage numbers for 1952 placed this year's cent production well within the higher output range typical of the 1950s. Despite its relatively high production, the 1952 cent remains a favored piece among collectors due to its age, historical significance, and connection to the beloved wheat cent series. The value of individual coins varies widely based on condition, color, and rarity, with coins graded by professional services into categories such as good G, very fine VF, extremely fine EF, about uncirculated O, and mint state MS, the latter of which is further classified by numeric values, MS60, MS70, and color designations, red road, for original reddish mint luster, red-brown RB, for partially faded tones, and brown BN, for coins that have naturally oxidized over decades. The composition of the 1952 Lincoln wheat cent consists of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. a metallic alloy standard for U.S. cents from 1864 until 1982, when the rising cost of copper prompted a switch to primarily zinc-based planchets with copper plating. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and features a smooth, plain edge without reading. The production of the 1952 wheat cent occurred during a historically pivotal period when the United States was navigating both internal and international complexities domestically. It was a time marked by growing affluence, industrial innovation, and cultural shifts in the wake of World War II, while globally, the Cold War loomed large, influencing foreign policy and national priorities. As such, coins minted during this era serve not merely as monetary instruments but as tangible artifacts reflecting the mood, politics, and values of a nation in transition. Within the hobby of numismatics, the 1952 cent occupies a valuable role in both typesets and comprehensive wheat cent collections, while examples in lower circulated grades remain plentiful and accessible. Pristine, uncirculated specimens, particularly those retaining their full original red coloration and free from contact marks, spots, or blemishes, are far scarcer and command significantly higher premiums among enthusiasts and investors. The coin's enduring appeal lies not only in its historical context and aesthetic charm, but also in its association with Abraham Lincoln, whose legacy of leadership, human dignity, and national unity continues to resonate deeply within the American consciousness. The Lincoln Cent series, of which the 1952 issue is a proud component, remains the longest-running and one of the most widely recognized coin designs in U.S. history, a tribute to both artistic craftsmanship and the enduring symbolism of one of the nation's most honored figures. Consequently, each 1952 Lincoln wheat cent, whether worn from decades of circulation or preserved in brilliant mint state, offers more than just monetary value. It represents a chapter of American history held in copper, a modest, yet meaningful, link to the nation's cultural, economic, and political narrative during the mid-20th century. The 1956D Lincoln wheat cent occupies a distinctive and cherished place within the storied lineage of American coinage. Representing one of the final issues of the beloved Lincoln wheat cent series before the classic reverse design would be replaced just 3 years later, in 1959, minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark located directly beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin. The 1956D cent belongs to a series that began in 1909, marking the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and which would span nearly 5 decades of continuous production. The obverse of the coin features the dignified and iconic right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by the distinguished designer Victor David Brenner, whose depiction of Lincoln remains one of the most enduring images in American numismatics. Brenner's portrait captures Lincoln with a solemn, reflective expression, embodying both the gravity of his leadership during the nation's Civil War and his enduring legacy as the great emancipator. Surrounding the upper perimeter of Lincoln's bust appears the motto, "In God We Trust," a deeply rooted national sentiment officially adopted as the United States' official motto in 1956, the very year this coin was minted, though it had appeared on American coinage since the Civil War. The word liberty, a core American principle and foundational ideal, is inscribed to the left of Lincoln's image, while the date, 1956, sits to the right, accompanied immediately beneath by the small D mint mark denoting its production at the Denver facility, which was responsible for a substantial portion of the nation's circulating coinage during this period. The reverse of the 1956D Lincoln cent retains the classic wheat ears, reverse design that first graced the cent in 1909 and remained a fixture until 1958. Two upward curving stalks of wheat frame the sides of the coin, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage and representing the hardworking farmers and fertile lands that played a pivotal role in the nation's prosperity. This motif not only acknowledges the agrarian foundations of the country's early economy, but also serves as a broader emblem of sustenance, abundance, and industrious labor. Centered between these ears of wheat, the coin boldly proclaims its denomination with the inscription 1 cent in large capital letters, while United States of America appears directly below, affirming the coin's national origin and the authority of the issuing government. Arching along the upper portion of the reverse is the historic Latin motto, E pluribus unum, which translates to, out of many, one, a phrase enshrined since the earliest days of the Republic, symbolizing the unity forged from the diverse states and peoples who came together to form a single, sovereign nation. This simple, yet powerful reverse design remained unchanged throughout the wheat cent's nearly 50-year production run, making it one of the most recognizable and beloved coin designs in American history. In terms of production, the 1956 wheat cent was struck in impressively large quantities, reflecting the nation's growing economy, bustling consumer market, and expanding suburban communities during the post-war boom. The Denver Mint produced a staggering 1,098,201,100 examples in 1956 alone, making it one of the highest mintage years for the wheat cent series and ensuring its availability to meet the increasing demands of a cash-driven society in the mid-20th century. Despite its high mintage, the 1956 D cent remains a popular collectible, particularly among those assembling complete date-and mint mark sets of Lincoln wheat cents, a traditional pursuit for generations of American collectors. Its value in the numismatic market today is largely influenced by its condition and appearance, with coins categorized into grading levels such as good G, very fine VF, extremely fine EF, about uncirculated O, and mint state MS. Mint state specimens are particularly prized, especially those retaining their original reddish mint luster, with further distinctions made between red road, red-brown RB, and brown BN color designations, determined by the coin's level of copper oxidation and surface preservation composition. The 1956D Lincoln wheat cent was struck from an alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a formulation used for S1 cent coins from 1864 until 1982, when the rising price of copper necessitated a transition to a predominantly zinc core with a thin copper plating. Each 1956D cent weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a plain, smooth edge. The coin's production and circulation took place during a significant era in American history, the height of the Eisenhower administration, a period characterized by Cold War tensions, the establishment of the interstate highway system, the growing influence of television and suburban culture, and significant technological advancements. As such, the 1956D wheat cent serves not only as currency but also as a small, tangible relic of an America in transformation, a nation forging ahead with optimism and prosperity while navigating the challenges of a rapidly changing world. Among numismatists, the 1956D cent holds a special place both for its status as one of the later wheat cent issues and for its accessibility to collectors at all experience levels. While circulated examples are abundant and affordable, high-grade mint state coins with original red surfaces and minimal contact marks are far scarcer and command higher premiums at auction and among private collectors. Certain die varieties and mint eras such as double dies, repunched mint marks, RPMs and planchette flaws are also avidly sought after by specialists within the hobby, adding depth and intrigue to the study of this specific issue. The 1956D wheat cent continues to embody the enduring appeal of small denomination U.S. coinage, humble in face value but rich in historical, cultural, and numismatic significance. It represents not only the image and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the nation's most iconic president, but also an enduring emblem of American craftsmanship, economic history, and civic identity during the heart of the 20th century. Consequently, each 1956D cent, whether well-worn from decades of circulation or carefully preserved in brilliant mint state condition, offers far more than monetary value. It serves as a lasting testament to the nation's enduring ideals, the artistry of its coinage, and the everyday artifacts that quietly accompany the unfolding of history. The 1957D Lincoln wheat cent holds a significant place in American numismatic history, not just as a piece of currency but as a cultural artifact from a pivotal era in the nation's development. Struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small d mint mark placed just beneath the date on the obverse. This coin belongs to the famed Lincoln wheat cent series, one of the most enduring and beloved coin series in U.S. history, minted continuously from 1909 to 1958. The obverse of the 1957D cent proudly features a finely detailed, right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, rendered by Lithuanian-American sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's design, introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, was the first U.S. coin to depict an actual historical person, a revolutionary decision at the time that broke from the tradition of allegorical representations of liberty and forever changed American coinage. Lincoln's portrait on this cent captures a quiet dignity and solemn resolve, his thoughtful gaze reflecting the gravity of his leadership during the Civil War and his enduring legacy as the champion of freedom and unity. Surrounding Lincoln's head along the upper edge of the coin is the time-honored motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that has appeared on U.S. coinage since the Civil War and was officially adopted as the national motto in 1956, making the 1957D issue one of the first full production years following that declaration. To the left of Lincoln's bust appears the word liberty, a symbolic nod to one of the foundational principles of the United States, while the date 1957 is clearly struck to the right, immediately above the small d mint, denoting the Denver Mint's role in producing this particular issue. The reverse of the 1957D Lincoln cent continues to showcase the classic and now nostalgic wheat ears reverse design, which remained unchanged from its introduction in 1909 until it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The reverse features two tall, gracefully curved stalks of wheat bordering the coin's edges on either side, giving the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. These wheat ears are emblematic of America's agricultural heritage, symbolizing prosperity, abundance, and the essential role of farmers in sustaining the nation's growth and well-being. Nestled between these two wheat stalks is the bold, capitalized inscription, 1 cent, clearly announcing the coin's face value, with United States of America positioned directly below to identify its issuing country. Above the denomination arches, the venerable Latin motto, E pluribus unum, translating to out of many, one, a sentiment reflecting the unity achieved from the diverse peoples, cultures, and states that forged the American nation. This reverse design's simplicity, balance, and meaningful symbolism earned it widespread affection and made the Lincoln wheat cent one of the most recognizable and iconic coin designs in American history. In terms of production, the 1950-70 wheat cent was minted in staggering numbers, reflecting both the demands of a growing, cash-driven post-war economy and the Denver Mint's status as one of the nation's principal coining facilities. That year, a remarkable 1,051,342,000 cents were struck at the Denver Mint alone, making the 1957D issue one of the highest mintage years in the entire wheat cent series. Despite its massive production, the 1957D cent holds enduring appeal among collectors, especially those aiming to complete full Dayton mint mark collections spanning from 1909 to 1958, while common in circulated grades. Specimens in pristine mint state MS condition, particularly those retaining their original, bright, reddish copper luster, are highly sought after, with values increasing for coins graded MS65 Road, red and above. As with other wheat cents, the color and condition play a significant role in determining a coin's desirability and value, with copper oxidation naturally darkening coins to a brownish hue over time. Numismatists use classifications like red road, red brown, RB, and brown BN to indicate a coin's surface color, with full red coins being the most valuable in high grades. The 1957D Lincoln cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that had remained standard for us 1 cent coins since 1864, except for a brief period in 1943 when zinc-coated steel cents were produced due to copper shortages. During World War II, each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a plain, smooth edge. This coin circulated widely in a rapidly modernizing America, a nation experiencing booming economic prosperity, suburban expansion, the birth of the interstate highway system, and the dawn of the space race. In this context, even modest coins like the 1957D cent became small, yet meaningful artifacts of daily life, exchanged in diners, gas stations, grocery stores, movie theaters, and corner markets across a bustling, optimistic mid-century United States. Within the field of numismatics, the 1957D cent holds particular appeal for both novice and experienced collectors alike due to its affordability, abundance, and status as one of the final wheat cent issues before the beloved reverse design was retired. It serves as an accessible entry point for new collectors while offering seasoned hobbyists opportunities to seek out high-grade mint state examples, particularly those with full, unblemished red surfaces. Additionally, error varieties such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, RPMs, and off-center strikes exist for this issue and are enthusiastically pursued by specialists. As one of the last of its kind, the 1957D wheat cent represents both a literal and symbolic bridge between the early 20th century coinage of America's industrial rise and the modern circulating coinage of the post-war, Cold War era United States. Ultimately, the 1957D Lincoln wheat cent offers more than monetary value. It stands as a small, copper token of a nation in motion honoring its agrarian roots, revering its historical figures, and embracing the spirit of unity, expressed through its timeless mottos. Whether worn smooth from decades of circulation or gleaming untouched in brilliant, uncirculated condition, each 1957D cent holds a story of America in the 1950s, a testament to the ideals, hopes, and everyday moments of millions of people whose lives it quietly passed through. Its enduring appeal lies in its simplicity, symbolism, and connection to one of the most iconic and widely collected coin series in American history. The 1958D Lincoln wheat cent holds a uniquely important and symbolic position within the history of American coinage, representing not only the culmination of nearly 5 decades of the Lincoln wheat cent series but also serving as the final year of issue for one of the nation's most beloved and culturally meaningful coin designs. Struck at the Denver Mint, as denoted by the small D mint mark situated directly beneath the date on the obverse, this coin marks the end of an era, with the wheat ears reverse design being officially retired after 1958. Making way for the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. commemorating the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the 1958D cent continues to display the iconic and masterfully rendered right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a Lithuanian-born sculptor whose dignified depiction of the 16th president had graced the U.S. cent since 1909. Brenner's portrait captures Lincoln's solemn and thoughtful expression, symbolizing the wisdom, integrity, and leadership he embodied during one of the most turbulent periods in American history, the Civil War. Arched gracefully above Lincoln's head appears the familiar and enduring motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase first introduced on U.S. coinage during the Civil War and officially declared the national motto of the United States in 1956, adding additional historical weight to coins minted during this late 1950s period. To the left of Lincoln's profile is the cherished inscription Liberty, representing one of the foundational ideals of the United States since its inception, while the date 1958 appears clearly to the right, with the D mint below, signifying the Denver Mint's production of this particular coinage. The reverse of the 1958D Lincoln cent showcases the final use of the classic wheat ears reverse design, which had remained unchanged for 49 years. Framing the coin's perimeter on either side are two tall, gracefully arching stalks of wheat, a timeless symbol of America's agricultural prosperity and the vital role of farmers in the nation's history and economy. Between these wheat ears is the bold, capitalized inscription, 1 cent, declaring the coin's face value, and directly beneath it is United States of America, affirming the coin's national identity and issuing authority. Gracefully arching along the upper portion of the reverse is the nation's historic Latin motto, E pluribus unum, translating to out of many, one, a sentiment central to the nation's founding and one that reflects the unity achieved by bringing together diverse states, peoples, and cultures into a single, enduring republic. The simplicity and balance of this reverse design, paired with its rich symbolism, made it one of the most recognized and cherished coin designs in American numismatic history, and its discontinuation after the 1958 issue marks a significant and sentimental transition in U.S. coinage tradition. In terms of production, the 1958D wheat cent was minted in exceptionally large numbers to meet the country's growing economic demands and to ensure a smooth transition into the new reverse design slated for 1959. The Denver Mint alone struck a remarkable 800,953,300 cents in 1958, a figure that firmly places it among the higher mintage years of the series. As a result, while the 1958D cent remains abundant in circulated condition, it continues to be highly sought after by collectors for its status as the final Denver-issued wheat cent, with pristine mint state MS specimens particularly prized. Coins are categorized by professional grading services into grades ranging from good G, fine F, very fine VF, and extremely fine EF, to about uncirculated O, and various levels of mint state MS62, MS70, with additional color designations of red road for coins with original coppery brilliance, red-brown RB for pieces, partially faded with age, and brown BN for coins whose surfaces have oxidized over the decades. The highest value and most desirable examples are those graded MS65 road and above. As such, well-preserved specimens are scarcer, particularly in full red compositionally. The 1958D Lincoln wheat cent is made from an alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a formula that had been standard for S1 cent coins since 1864. Excluding the steel cents of 1943, each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and features a plain, smooth edge. The production of this coin took place during a moment of cultural transformation and economic optimism in the United States, with 1958 marking a midpoint in the post-World War II boom. It was a year of expanding suburban communities, the early years of the space race following the launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957, and rapid technological, cultural, and societal changes reshaping the American way of life. As such, the 1958D cent is not merely a coin, but a tangible artifact of this pivotal era, exchanged in countless transactions at diners, movie theaters, gas stations, general stores, and marketplaces across a nation on the move. Within the numismatic community, the 1958D wheat cent holds a place of enduring significance. While circulated examples are plentiful and affordable, high-grade mint state coins are in steady demand, especially those retaining their full red mint luster and free of blemishes or contact marks. Additionally, the 1958D issue is known for several notable error varieties, including double die obverses, repunched mint marks, RPMs, and other striking anomalies, which are highly prized by error specialists and Lincoln cent enthusiasts alike. Perhaps the most famous of these is the extremely rare 1958 double die obverse, though none are confirmed to exist with the Denver mint mark. making all doubled die specimens exclusively from Philadelphia. Nonetheless, Denver's 1958D production did yield several RPM varieties and minor errors that continue to interest collectors. Ultimately, the 1958D Lincoln Wheat Cent represents far more than just a 1-cent piece. It is a bridge between two eras of American coinage, one rooted in agrarian symbolism and the nation's 19th century past, and another looking forward to the modern, urbanized, and globally engaged America of the late 20th century. It encapsulates nearly half a century of numismatic tradition, artistic craftsmanship, and American cultural identity within its modest copper frame. Whether worn from years of circulation or gleaming in pristine mint state condition, every 1958 wheat cent carries with it the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the ideal of unity and diversity expressed through E pluribus unum, and the closing chapter of one of the United States' most beloved coin designs. To numismatists, historians, and casual collectors alike, it endures as both a symbol of America's past and a treasured relic of its coinage heritage.